Sachin was on our show and he said in England spinners will have to bowl differently and they can be as effective. People don't understand that. He was talking about dip and drift. So obviously you've been there, done that, bowled in England with success. Many years for India. Talk about it. Would you have gone with both Ash and Jadeja? And what is the trick of bowling with the Duke's ball? Cloudy conditions, difficult conditions to bowl in for a spinner.
Well, I think you have covered the thing in your question itself. As Sachin mentioned, that spinners can bowl well in England, and yes, they can take wickets. Whether it's a cloudy sort of conditions or whatsoever, we'll have to see, what sort of wicket we are going to get to play on. But these quality two spinners, R. Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja, when you have these two quality spinners, and you don't need to worry about too much what is going to happen from the wicket. I remember one of the games we played in Leeds long back, where India go on to play with two spinners and two fast bowlers, and Sanjay Bangal coming in bowling few overs. So sometimes you have to back your best bowlers, no matter what conditions are, how they will help the seamers or whatsoever, but you'll have to back your 4 to 5 best bowlers. So I think this is what India need to go in with two of their best spinners. That'll give them some more leverage. If someone having a bad day, anybody can come in and chip in, not just with the overs but with the wickets as well. They are all in a great mind space. They have done well in the recent past. And Jadeja, the rise of Jadeja, not just with the ball but with the bat, obviously give you that confidence that he can bat at any number. You put him to bat, and that is something Indian team should look at doing it. He can probably bat at 6, and then 6 or 7, and then he can bowl few overs and get you few wickets as well. So that gives you 5 bowlers with 2 quality spinners and 3 quality seamers. So I think that's going to be the best team. So yes, coming to your point, yes, you slightly have to change in your seam position when you're bowling in England. Your seam needs to be more upright, not the side spin, because side spin will not give you the spin when you're bowling on a true surface. But if you're bowling on a right sort of seam position, which is a more upright seam, you'll get the ball to bounce and spin as well. So I'm sure these guys knows about it. And Ashwin, he's done it in that game he played against England on the last tour in Birmingham. I'm sure he will be looking at those sort of footages and try to repeat the same performance against New Zealand as well.
Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. But the other question is, India has always started out in a recent series, and whether it's South Africa, whether it's England, whether it's Australia, we haven't started out well. I mean, the first match is inevitably one where we've lost or not done well, and we've come back. But in this case, we do not have a chance of a comeback. It's a one-off, it's a final. So your thoughts on that? Are you slightly worried about that? And how important, is this mindset? Will Virat talk to the boys about this? Ravi talk to the boys about this? That look, there's no coming back in this test match. Your thoughts?
Well, I think we don't really need to look at it that way, that first match of the series we haven't done well. You have to see and treat this game as the biggest game maybe for some of the guys' careers, as this is happening for the first time, World Cup Championship. So yeah, so I think what I said earlier, start is very important. I think you need to start well, and not to forget it's a 5-day game, and there's a lot of time in 5 days. Even if you take a couple of hours to get settled with the ball, with the bat, you have still a lot of time in the game to catch up with those slow start, or with the quality bowling what you have bowled but you didn't pick wicket, but you have enough time to come back in the game and pick those wickets as well. So I think it'll be important to keep the nerve right, and do what his team's plan is, and of course I would like to say that start well with the bat, give first couple of hours to the bowlers and see what is happening from the surface. And if we are bowling first, just go out there and try to look to get those 3-4 wickets in the first couple of hours. That will put you ahead of the other team. So, I'm sure they must be talking about starting well with the bat. That is going to be important. You have to have runs on the board. If you don't put runs on the board, you are always going to put your bowlers under pressure to get them out. So start will be very important, whether we are bowling or batting first. So I'm hoping that we get the right start to get the right sort of result in this game.